The lesson will be taken from Judges chapter 16. Judges chapter 16, we'll be reading verses 6 through 18. And Delilah said to Samson, Tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Samson said unto her, If they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dry, then shall I be weak, and be as another man. Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the withs, as the thread of tow is broken when it touches the fire. So his strength was not known. And Delilah said unto Samson, Behold, thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, If they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak, and be as another man. Delilah therefore took new ropes, and bound him therewith, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were liers in wait, abiding in the chamber. And he brake them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, Hitherto thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, If thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with a web. And she fastened it with a pin, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awake out of his sleep, and ran away with the pin of the beam, and with the web. And she said unto him, How canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, then he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarene unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak, and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sat and called the lords of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and brought money in their hand. God's word is already blessed.
You may have a seat. I got a seat. Let us pray. Most gracious and everlasting Father. Father, we thank you, Lord. We praise you. We lift you up. We glorify and magnify your name, Lord. We pray that Cranston will be decreased and your Holy Spirit will be increased. We give you the praise, we give you the glory, and we give you all the honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Now you all already know my topic is Samson and Delilah. I know I just got your attention there. Because you know sometimes you don't just be like, the same thing I was hearing with Samson and Delilah. No, you're here, but it's different today. Amen? Put your hands together for Jesus. Now, the story of Samson has so many parts in it. But we only know that Delilah tricked him. That's it. We don't know what was going on. All we know is what was told us, we were taught years ago. And I tried out. We want to do it in the modern time. Amen? Samson went out. One vision to division, to diversion. And then he ended up with no vision. The Bible says he kept fooling around in a state of diversion. The Philistines came and told Delilah to go after Samson, to pull him down. There's a lot of us in here allowing people to pull us down and don't even know it. Amen? Amen. Some of you all right here right now getting pulled down as we speak. God put down before y'all came to church. And now y'all fretting to go back. Lord, I hope we get a word today. Because I really want to deal with the foolishness when I just left home. Most of us in here. The people that are pulling you down, the reason they're pulling you down is because they saw your gift and your anointing. It's what Samson got, or what he had. And then God restored him and gave him it back before he died. Know what you are called to do in these last days. If you don't know, you're finished. Amen. Let's look at Samson. A handsome fellow with the locks. Strong and mighty. So strong that this fellow didn't kill Philistines, he didn't kill all kinds of people. He's a bad mama jama. Y'all wouldn't say that? If we was back in Samson time, he wouldn't have looked a little scrawny like my friend, but he'd have been big in bulk, like the Hulk. But he had to hear. But oh, here comes Delilah. Here comes Delilah. Samson killed kings. And Samson killed nations. Isn't she beautiful? Look like a Delilah. Strutting her stuff. But the scripture says, there is no woman in the world like Delilah. Just look at her. She has told Samson, but Samson has told her, I will give you whatever you want. Whatever you want. So now that y'all done heard the scripture, and she done beg and plead now, he's going to give her exactly what she want, and she put him in the barber chair. Put the bags down. You don't need them. Where you going? You don't need them bags. She put him in the chair, and all she's doing is just caressing him. So now he's out like a light. Amen? The word of God says, no wine, no strange woman, and do not cut your hair. That's what the Bible told us about the strongest man that ever lived in the Bible for all week. Now here's this fool, and I gotta call him a fool, because I don't think I would do that. Let me tell y'all something. Watch it. When God gives you a gift and an anointing, and you go and allow people to cause you to lose that, you's a fool. Y'all get that? Alright, that was a little heavy, but that's too bad. Now watch this now. She's getting ready to hook the brother up. Getting ready to cut his locks. This is the first one. Pain. The pain the fella going through after he get his eyes gouged out. He lost his purpose in life. Prosperity gone out the window. That's it. It's over. The pressure to dealing with God after you didn't allow people to take from you what was yours. And he lost his power. Amen? Amen. Now he's asleep. And she just keep cutting. Now she's done cutting his hair. Oh, that's a lot of locks now. I know it's that much. Now watch this now. She is done cutting his hair. He is no longer with long hair. Not only that he doesn't have his hair and he's bald, he's powerless. Now guess what? She's rubbing up his head. He's still asleep now. Lord, y'all please remind me, don't never let nobody like our no sisters around me. If I get my head rubbed like that, I get in trouble with Tino. He's still asleep. Delilah has a car. She has money. She has her own job. She's a lawyer. Or if she to trick him like that, she gotta be a lawyer. It's a lie. Most of them. But guess what Delilah wants from Samson? She wants his attention. Amen? You can turn off the music. Watch this now. He's still sleeping. Anytime you get somebody who in town, like when you go to school and you one of those popular kids, he was the popular kid. He was the one running the shots because everybody was afraid of him. And so if you have the most beautiful, finest woman like Delilah, guess who she getting looking for? She ain't looking for no scrawny fella. She's looking for somebody with power. And so she was glad when they came down and said, we need you to do something for us. And she did it. All because she wanted his attention. She didn't love him. She could have cared less about Samson. Watch this now. When your kids ain't acting right and acting out, they're looking for attention. When a spirit comes to take over your body and to manifest in you or someone else, that spirit start coming out, they're looking for attention. That's a demonic force, in other words. They're trying to stop you from getting to where you're supposed to get. Satan is using people to distract God's people in these last days, to cut your lifespan so that you could be robbed of your anointing and of your gift. Delilah tried everything in her power to stop him and to stop his anointing. And she did it 3 times. Now Samson is awakened. And unfortunately, he has no more power and the anointing is gone. See, when you asleep, people of God, y'all can be seated. When you asleep and you got a gift and anointing, your thing is to get to that Bible if you forget what God told you and read everything but everyone in this Bible so we don't go through what they went through. That's what the Bible left for as a guideline. You think I get through what Samson went through? The devil is a liar. Okay, Samson not here. Let's say now you had a business or a job and someone come right there and swing you out of your job, out of your position. That was Samson. Amen? This is what has happened to the people of God. Anytime you allow people to come into your life and to stop you. I don't know if some of you are looking for friends. I ain't need no friends. I don't know if you're looking for a buddy. I ain't need no buddy. I don't need no pal. All I need is Jesus. I got a few friends, but it ain't much. I can count them on my one hand. I don't know why, and I know Pastor could attest to this, I don't think he got much friends either. You know why? We had a bunch of friends when we were sinners, but as soon as you get saved and you start hearing from God, they see you and they run. Jesus, I was someplace, before I tell you all that, I was someplace the other day, and I just was walking, a friend of mine, we were walking, and some people who I ministered to was walking towards us. Y'all wouldn't believe they almost killed themselves. Like I ain't see them. And I touching the person on the side of me. I say, you see that? They say, yeah, they see you. I said, they need to be scared of the person who I'm afraid of. Because I ain't got no power. Y'all with me? So we ain't got no friends. Friends gone. Amen? After you come into connection with a demonic force, like what Delilah had, they will cause you to lose your spot in heaven. The very things that Samson could have lifted with his pinky, he couldn't even drag no more. I'm sorry. The people were very afraid, not of Samson the man, you know. They was afraid of Samson the man with the anointing, with the gift. So we're afraid of this muscle man, this gift, how this man could break these walls, how he could kill all these people with a jawbone. That's who we're afraid of. Not the man, the gift. So if I could find somebody to destroy the gift within you, then I got you. I could kill the man. They couldn't gouge out his eye. You had to get to him to get to his spirit. To get to his flesh, to his body. Amen? So they killed everything inside the fellow, and the fellow lost it. Watch this. Samson's problem was this. he didn't see the gift in himself and the anointing that was upon him. In other words, he took his gift and his anointing for granted. Let me tell you how I know he took it for granted. Anytime you see, like most of us, if God bless us with $1,000, somebody just gave you $1,000, we know we needed that to go pay some bills. Guess what we can go do? We jump on the first flight and go straight to Walmart, where we should have paid that bill. Anytime God bless you or give you something, rather than doing what you're supposed to be doing with the gift, you go and do foolishness with it. So he started bragging about how he, this, and notice how he trick her. If you tie me up, I lose my powers. All of that there is arrogance. Y'all need to read that scripture again. Everything what he was saying, he was arrogant with it. Like, ain't nothing to give me. Which is we knew if he cut his hair. Us who was reading it. But at that time, they didn't know. This gift that God gave him. The very same. If you get to the place where you backslide, every time you fall, every time you turn your back on God, you only left with nothing. Not because you wanted to turn your back on God, all because you didn't know how important your gift was and the anointing. You can imagine now, every time Pastor again or myself or any one of y'all come up here and say, Minister Carter, the Lord said to tell you, he's going to send his house and the house and car coming now, because he gift and calling without repentance. So we got the inside. And then I turned and I said, listen, he also said, you just came by $2,000. He said to give me that because I need to pay my light and my mortgage. That's prostituting the gift. You all with me? That's what Samson did. He didn't realize the gift what he had was that important. And he just dwindled it away. Touch a person on the side of you, tell them, you're anointed. No man, y'all ain't sure. Y'all don't like that person on the side of y'all. I said, touch a person on the side. I said, do you know that you are anointed? Now y'all cooking with your ass. What we don't realize in here, in the body of Christ, is Lucifer wants to cut everything out of our lives. He wants to cut off that wonderful wife, that wonderful husband, the finances, the jobs, the family. He wants to cut life out of you. But we didn't realize that. He wants to make sure that you are so distracted with the Delilah that you will never see a breakthrough because it's right at the door. Amen? Amen? If you keep letting Delilah trick you, you will miss your breakthrough. And I know we got a lot of females in here, so y'all please, when y'all see me at the door, don't brush me and say, just brushing up and talking to a woman like that. No, Delilah could be men. I had plenty. And I know plenty females in here had plenty Delilah's men in their life. Or y'all don't think men are sweet talkers, eh? Boy, some man could sweet talk some serious things on a woman. Just like how a woman can trick man. Y'all better wake up, y'all. Because some of y'all in here, y'all too saved now. I trying to help y'all with something. This ain't no ordinary servant. Why do you think I set up this like this? So y'all can see the inside of what's getting ready to happen. These are the last days, You think the devil playing with us? I'm sorry, Pastor, this is what they want me to do. And God said. That's what y'all looking for? I can do that, I can give you all that. If that's what you want. That ain't what all right, I can do me then. But bless the Lord. Put your hands together for Jesus. This is all Satan wants. He wants to keep cutting and keep cutting and keep cutting till you have nothing. Most people either cut off and cut some stuff off, they're in the grave. Because they didn't realize the gift what they had. They got tricked. Amen? But here's what we got to do. We got to praise our way out. Anytime you see the devil come up, or he send some Delilahs, or Jezebels, or whoever, you got to pray them out. And guess what? They all on your jobs. They in the church. They in your house. Some of them. But y'all got to pray them out. And when I say pray them out, not Jezebel and Delilah, the person, the spirit. Amen? The bank getting ready to take the house. Lord, I want to thank you. They getting ready to take the car. Lord, I want to thank you. They getting ready to do some strange stuff to your husband and your wife on the job. Lord, this yours. I need you to deal with this. I want to thank you. Your 16-year-old child fly up in your face, slap the devil out of you, and cuss you to your face. You beat the hell out of them. And then, Lord, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Because guess what? This too shall pass. Amen? Trouble don't last always. These things ain't coming to just do whatever. Time and time again, we too like play games with the devil, and he ain't playing with us. So the time we take to be playing Russian roulette with him, no, run! I can tell you about some people who run in a minute. Watch this. I'm living proof. Living proof now that this too shall pass. I've been waiting on God for a couple of years now. 6 years. Lord, when you can send this job? When you can do this? When you can do that? I still waiting. But here's the thing. I go on with my big mouth, and I told my kids in May, I said, listen guys, not me, before school closed, I said, listen, we going away, going to Disney World. What? I tell them that for they didn't go and tell all their friends. We going to see Mickey. We going to see Donald. And I didn't know what I said till when they said it, and I see them, the friends. I be telling me you going to Disney. She going to Disney World. I said, what? She tell you that? I said, Lord, how do I do this? So I had to go to the Lord. I said, Lord, please, listen, because you can't promise these kids nothing. And lie to them. So I said, Lord, I need you to work this out. I ain't got no money. I need your help. Please help me. I got living proof in you, See, Sister Daniela, listen, I come into the bank, and just the bank account, and it has 0 balance. I said, now listen, if I be a man of God, God need to put something on this, but you can be my proof now. So, a friend of mine called me, must see this, a week later, and said, listen, I have a summer camp. Ain't much money making. I said, don't worry about it. I'll do it, because I didn't know I didn't promise you in Disney World. So we got to go to Disney World. So I said, okay, I'll take whatever you want me to do. She said, well, I want you to teach art, and I want you to do that thing which you do with the film. I said, what? That's a lot of work. But listen, I'll do it, because I didn't promise the kids Disney World. So now, I talk about living proof now. So now we didn't do the Disney World thing. I mean, trying to get some stuff done and get this money. So I said, Sister Danielle, listen, here's the first thing this is what I make. And she said, boy, God is good. I said, yeah, he's good. So I left him there. Friend of mine, very good friend of mine, called me and said, listen, y'all going away soon? I said, yes, sir. He said, listen, I want to pay for your hotel. Amen? So I said, Lord, you're good now. I don't get it. The hotel is paid for. I ain't got no money. Now, the money I made from the summer camp, I bought the tickets. So we were straight with the tickets. So another friend of mine called me, and we just was in conversation and just talking. And I said, I didn't pray, Lord, I leave this in your hand. You need to send this money. Now, I don't want to tell you all I need this money, because y'all can give me it. I want God send it. Y'all getting me? So I said, Lord, you did say we are not to be we should be the lenders and not the borrowers, so I ain't borrowing nothing from no bank. You send this money. So all of a sudden now, me and my friend talking, and she said, listen, I hear the number 5. I said, yeah, all right. What you mean? So I said, well, me and the kids and so forth going, me, Abby, Shiloh, CJ, and Tina. 5. She said, well, anyway, come for the $500. Y'all with me? All right. Lord, I need some more money. That ain't gonna cut it. That only can get us from the airport to the hotel. Then the children got to eat. But anyway, the money came. Amen. It came. Yes. We went. They had fun. We did what we had to do. And we came back. And now we broke again. So, Lord, what you can do? What you can do, Lord? But I'm just telling you, the living proof that God is good and he's real. So, this too shall past. Amen? Let's get back to Samson. Now, Samson didn't just lust after Delilah. He loved her. That's a serious thing when you love somebody and they're really trying to kill you. He was so caught up in her, he ended up becoming vulnerable and distracted. Watch this. Everything what he told her to do, he said, if you tie me up, I lose all my powers. She tied the fella up. Now come on now, listen to me and listen to me good. We wasn't in the Bible time, but we ain't no fool, we ain't stupid here. Anybody, if I just tell Tina, if you tie me up, call the robbers to kill me, they make it kill me, I lose all my powers. And the robbers come. I looking like this because the question mark just go out of my head. That's how we supposed to look in this day and time. Like, what? He knew what she was up to. So you love her that much that you can lay in bed with a murderer? With the person who trying to kill you? See, these are the things that we're not realizing that this book is saying that we shouldn't do. We know. We got some people laying in bed with us and they don't love us and they're ready to kill us right now. Let me tell you how some of them is killers. Watch this now. Some of them will go, they married, and they see this nice lady, Delilah, and they go have sex with Delilah. Without protection. Let me take it there and get hot in here. And all of a sudden, Delilah got AIDS. You hear what I'm telling y'all? You laying on the side of me, having sex with me, dude, and I's a dead man because you just had sex with this person over here. Even though in this day and time we ain't calling nobody in to kill nobody, but we doing it by doing the things that the devil allowing us to do. We're costing our partners and costing ourselves. That's killing. I hope you all ain't missed that one. Amen? This is a very, very serious thing. Some of y'all right now playing with dynamite and don't even know it. Or know it and don't even care. I used to play dynamite. But I run with dynamite now. I saved now. I don't play around with that. As mighty as Samson was, he was not mighty enough to take on Delilah. He couldn't escape her even if he wanted to. But my friend, Joseph, he ran. I don't care what Potiphar's wife said to him, and she was good looking too, from what the Bible said, but that brother ran for his life. There are some things in life you just got to run from. Don't worry about saying, people telling you you're a punk, so you don't want this thing. You don't want this? You're a punk. You like money. So what? I ain't good enough? Well, you must say sissy. I'm saying like that. Because we talking modern time, man. We ain't talking back in the time when these are... These are the things what's happening now, as we speak. Some people supposed to be in church, guess what they doing? They're just waking up on the side of somebody who ain't even their wife or their husband. That's right. That means they should have been in here for this word. When you see you don't run from these spirits like Delilah and the Jezebels, you will die spiritually, physically, and mentally. That's what happened to Samson. He died spiritually, physically, and mentally. Amen? I ain't just talking about sin, you know. I ain't just talking about sin. Anybody you see come in your area, in your space, and they're trying to separate you from the love of God, run. Break off running. Because you don't got nothing to hang around them for. But Samson thought that he could have handled it. But he was way off. Far off. Delilah kept trying to seduce Samson out of his secret. Some people are only around you because they will know your secret. They ain't care about you, you know. I only want to know what you know. Right now, if me and Pastor Edgar was fool, some people would have come and said, mind you, I don't know if it ever happened to you before. For plenty of time, and I used to have to rebuke some of these bishops and these apostles and stuff. One, I think I shared it with Pastor. One apostle came to me, and I said, Lord, you call this fella the apostle? Because there's no way that what he said to me add up to what you taught me. He saw me, and I was walking, and he said, oh, come. He telling the person, come. Him, he's here from God. Come, he's going to prophesy to you today. What? So that's how this is working. Somebody need to tell me. Because I didn't know it's how this is working. That people could tell you when to prophesy. Y'all let me, the pastor does not know how to work. I didn't care who he was. I said, so when he brought the young man to me, he said, oh yeah, he can tell you something right now. I said, boy, let me tell you something. I ain't got nothing to tell you. I ain't got nothing to tell him. So I said, see, what I bold. If I could have tote gun and cutlass and jerk up and stab some people, back then like Peter, I could do this and be bold to say whatever for God. So I had to let him know. He didn't know that was his rebuke. I ain't got nothing to tell this young man, so I didn't know why you lied to him. I said, but I got something to tell you. Come here. Listen, Daddy know how this is working, Don't ever do that again. He said, okay, yes, sir. You want to yes, sir, me? Just don't do it again. Because if you allow people to do that, they'll continue to keep doing that. Now, we have some people who will come and say, Charlie, prophesy, come. And all of a sudden, they start telling you some stuff and making stuff right on the spot. And the thing don't come to pass. Didn't the Bible tell you anytime you see a prophet come among you, anything that he say will not touch the ground, it will come to pass? So when it don't come to pass, you know what will happen? Y'all is false prophets. Y'all just like everybody else. Y'all with me? All right. Just thought I should add that in because, we're talking about that. Whoever you give your secret to is who you give your heart to. Samson gave his secret, and he held off long enough, and the Bible said he got vexed. He got upset. He got angry. You know when you get angry, the Bible says get angry, but sin not. Technically he sinned because he got to tell her, cut my ear, because if you cut my ear, I can lose it. I ain't got no more power. So he sinned. And he lost his power. Now, just so you all know that what I'm saying is true, you give somebody a secret, here's what happened. Judges 16 and 15. Then Delilah said to Samson, how can you say, I love you, when you do not want to confide in me? This is the third time you made a fool out of me and did not want to share your secret with me. So after she said that, shoots mine. Cut my ear. In Bahamian terms. Just cut it. If you cut it, I'll lose my strength. You are not ready for greatness until you had an encounter with a Delilah. Let me say that again. You all ain't ready for greatness until you, let me don't use Delilah then. You all ain't ready for greatness until you all come in contact with Lucifer. Let me say it like that. Because it's him who using us to do these strange things. Or we allowing him to use us. Amen? Those spirits are not good. So if we sit by and allow these crazy crackheads to come and to cause us lose our spot in heaven, then that's good for us. Because we know the word. And we know better. Pastor used to say, even the drunks know God. The alcoholics even know. Let me see one of y'all go in the club. One of y'all saved folks go in the club and be walking around with a Guinness bottle. That alcoholic will go, where you going? Put it down. You're supposed to be a man of God. Even they know better. Because they know not to play with God. And they sinners. Amen? I hope this ain't too harsh for some of y'all. Amen? God said this. For me to build you up and to take you where you need to be, you must come in contact with crazy people. Y'all hear me? Okay. When you go on your job and your supervisor starting to make you mad, you look at him and say, this one crazy man. And that's what we say. So why y'all looking at me like I'm making this up? When y'all go to church or come to church, y'all ain't want to cuss the people out and they start telling y'all some things. Let me use Sister Moss. Sister Moss says, sweetie, you can't chew gum in here. Spit that out. And they spit the gum in Sister Moss' hand. They look at her and say, this one crazy woman, eh? That's what you ought to say. So don't look at me like I know what they're talking about. If these people don't come in your life, you all can't get to where you're supposed to be. Jesus had Judas. All of us needed Judas. Okay, watch this. How could you say you're getting to the next level if you don't going through nothing? We need to go through. And the only way we can go through if the people who can cause us come into our life. So now, when the people come and mess with y'all should be saying, Lord, I want to thank you for allowing me to go through. Because we'll take advantage of God if we have the chance. When God get done with you, Delilah can never, no one could never entice you ever again. Because God in control and he took over. Especially when you get to that point, get of age, and you done got all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and people try to upset you and make you mad. Listen, back then, I would have snatched you by your throat. But you know something? God is good, you know. I love you anyway. Because now you didn't grow up and you didn't move on from that. So when God take over, he takes over. He calls the shots. So you all don't have to worry about how this person upset you all and they make you all mad. The cost of my spot in heaven, I can't lose that. It's too costly. I always used to crack a joke back then. I said, listen, y'all better get to heaven before me because I got the last spot up there. You know what I mean? If you coming behind me, those doors can be closed. You're going to hell. My spot in heaven is too costly. I can't cause people like Delilah, pastor, to cost me not to get there. I can't cause my boss and my supervisor who messing with me, cost me not to get there. When you say I come to church, and the lady, the ushers, or whoever, looking at me a strange way, or they talking behind me, but I can't cause them, cause me not to get in heaven. Because that's my spot. The only person that cause me go to hell is me. You can't blame nobody else. Samson can't blame nobody else. He was told to shut up. Don't tell nobody what you said. And he did. So he messed up. But guess what? Everybody in the Bible, and not everybody, sorry, everybody in this day and time when they read that scripture, look what Delilah did. No, look what Samson did. He did that. Because all he had to do was shut up, but he was too arrogant. The Bible tells you about boasting. And the humble shall be exalted. He would have been a king. He would have been a king if he wanted. God would have placed that on him. But he too fool. Know what you are called to do, and I'm closing. If you are called to be a chef, listen to me. If you are called to be a chef, and you jump up one day and say, you know what? I want to be a lawyer. It's not going to work. If God ain't tell you, you got the lawyer in you, you ain't going nowhere. If you called to preach, and he said, listen, and you say, I ain't feeling preaching no more. I'm tired of preaching. I just want to teach. You out of the will of God. Amen. Samson got out of the will of God. Just like everybody else in the Bible. Amen? Amen. If you call to be a bartender, and you want to be a lifeguard or a pool attendant because they're making more money, it's not going to work. Because you can't swim. So you can be a lifeguard and want to make money, you can't swim. Stay in your calling. Samson's supposed to stay in his calling. He walk out of it. And cost Delilah. Cost him. God don't make mistakes, people of God. He know exactly what you need, where you're supposed to go and where you're supposed to be. Be careful who you allow to come into your life and cause you to lose your anointing and your spot in heaven. Put your hands together for Jesus. Don't do that enough. Just before I get to Pastor, permit me to whenever you see God has something for you, you're going to get it. It's not a coincidence that most of y'all who wasn't coming to church today because, oh, Jesus, y'all see the child is getting ready to rain? You're getting ready to rain. I ain't going to church today. It's not happening today. But look at this. They had a song back in the days of, oh, look at the people. Because I even was looking at the side and said, Lord, this can be a good day because ain't much people can be in there to hear this word. That's the flesh now. But when I walk over the door, I say, the devil is a lie. Lord, we need some people in there. Because some people got some Delilahs in their lives that need to get out. Amen? The lady right here with the sitting on the side of the gentleman. The Lord said to tell you that you are a giver. So you love dealing with people. And he said he loved that about you. Right now, you don't need anything. All you want to do, Lord, I want to serve you till I die. And he said, you told him that? And he said to tell you, just because of your faith in him and the way you walk the straight and narrow, he said he's going to bless you this year like never before. And the thing is, thank you, Jesus. And the thing is, the blessing ain't for you, you know. He blessing you to bless other people. I want some of that blessing. Please remember me. But he said, he's blessing you and your whole entire family. Anybody who lives in your home, they can be blessed and don't even realize that they're blessed. Listen to me, saints. Anyone that loved the Lord, like how he said this lady, her husband kissing her. Anyone that loved the Lord, like how this lady loved the Lord, and I don't even know her. Anybody under her in that house, God said they'd be blessed. So that means if you love the Lord that much, anyone in your house will be blessed. That's how God is operating. He does what he wants to do, not what we want to do. Pastor wants to say, you can't slow him down, you can't speed him up, and you definitely cannot stop him. Put your hands together for Jesus. Now, the Lord said, there's 5 people in here. We're playing around with dynamite. And he said, y'all need to stop. Now, I ain't got nothing else to say with that. Now, Pastor come up here, and he called y'all out because of the Delilah in y'all. Then that's, he said, a mouth and 2 or 3 witnesses. I warning y'all now. So while you're sitting there, y'all better pray. Lord, please, Lord, forgive me. While you're sitting there, God don't play around, you know. He'll call your card. Because he don't have time to play around. Y'all keep playing Russian roulette. God comes and call you out. Put your hands together for Jesus. Ronaldo, you still there? My good friend. He walked through the door. I said, come, I need you, come. Let me put something on you. Been cutting here for 20 years, so y'all ain't got to worry. He's straight. I didn't have to finish it. But he was in good hands. The Lord said to tell you, get ready for this promotion. He said that there's some things that you've been waiting on for so long, and you've been trying to figure, Lord, man, I must say, because you opening the door, then you keep closing it, then you opening the door. What you gonna do? He said he's doing that because he's growing you. He's trying to teach you to be humble, so that when the things come, you don't get so boastful and be like, yeah, I's the man now. No, God said he don't like that. But he said to tell you that some things are getting ready to happen, even as we speak now, even right now with your wife. He said he's going to start doing some stuff with her, open her eyes so that she could get to where you are. Amen? I don't want to make it look like I'm embarrassing her, but she need to get where you are because she ain't there. Amen? I tell y'all God to say some stuff. Yes. It's rough. So y'all please don't say, you think he should say that? He shouldn't be saying that. Man, look, I say what God tell me to say. And so would Pastor do. So I wouldn't expect Pastor to say, man, but the Christ man, you should say it. Because watch this now. Keep in mind, the only thing I can remind him is say, but Pastor, you taught me this. So what you want me to do? I remember one time, while I waiting on God to speak, I told Pastor, he said, Pastor, man, the Lord told me to go to this particular bishop and tell him thus and thus getting wrapped. Pastor, what you telling me that for? You better go tell the bishop what he said. I am not God. What you want me to do? I said, well, Pastor, I only come to tell you because I thought you could have told him. He said, no, you go tell him. He didn't give it to me. He gave it to you. So when y'all see me saying some stuff, I'm being led to say what God said me to tell me to say. And if I order, then some stuff can happen. I may twist my ankle when I come off the stage. Then you know it's God. Say, look, you shouldn't say that. Put your hands together for Jesus. God do that in that. Rikishi, you have to touch on, Mom. Yeah. Yeah. The Lord said to tell you, you're going to see some changes getting ready to happen on the job. And he said, do not leave. So I don't care what happened, you leave if God tells you to leave. Because so many things is be happening on these jobs. We're ready to walk off the job and just say, you know what, the hell with this. I ain't got time for this. We ain't making no money anyway. The Lord said you'll be making the money in short order. He said not to hurt your head about it. I remember when I was at the hotel before I had my slip disc and they let me go. I told God, I said, now listen, take me off this hell hole because I'm ready to go now. He didn't move me. He moved 500 and something other people. So I said, Lord, why I couldn't get my package, man? And these people, they skipping on the property how much thousands of dollars they get. I said, Lord, that could have been me. I saw the people 2 weeks ago, with 8 or 9 of them. I said, bro, how things? You done start that company? He said, boy, look here, that money done gone. He said, I still ain't find a job. Lord, I want to thank you for keeping me on this job. Because, look here, had I moved when I wanted to move, I would have missed God. Because all of a sudden now, me staying there, a lady wanted to commit suicide. And I was standing right there lifeguarding, and she's standing looking at the ocean like this. Now, I know she's looking at, I just thought she's looking at the sunrise, but the woman's ready to kill herself. The Lord said, go and tell her not to do it. I said, what? You don't, see, one thing I learned, you got to be careful what you're saying to these Americans, because they'll go to the front desk on you. He told me that I did not want to kill myself. I only did what the Lord said. So when I got there, I said, Mom, you all right? And she's standing there like that. I said, Mom, are you all right? And she's just looking to the ocean and she started crying. When she started crying, that was the confirmation. Tell her. So the Lord said to tell you not to do it. The woman fall, she knees buckled, and I caught her. I said, Lord, I got to make sure nobody think I'm trying to touch this woman. Touch her, put her on the sand good. And I said, Miss, you gonna be all right? I'm going to sit right back over here. I get back up in that lifeguard chair. Because see, let me tell you something. When you save, the Bible says, let your ministry be blameless. So let's say I'm holding up, trying to be, a good Samaritan, and all of a sudden the people say, look at him, look what he's doing. God saw what I just did. God saw what I just did, right? That's how it would have looked. So you can't tell me from back on, but what are you doing here on the job? I thought he was a Christian. Well, you see how these Christians them go? Y'all with me? So I did what I do, lay on the sand, and went back in my lifeguard chair, and she came back, and she said, thank you so much. I'm going through so much, and my husband left me he's a doctor, and he left me for this, for the, teach what you was doing? That's right, the assistant, the medical assistant. And she cried, and I said, sis, now, if God said it can be all right, it can be all right. I said, now, how did I know you wanted to kill yourself? And then she was so happy. She came back and she got my number. I said, you don't need my number. No, I'm going to keep in contact. I said, yeah, from the moment. But bless the Lord. Because, sometimes God allows stuff like that to happen for this reason. She could have lost my number because she would have ended up thinking that you was God. So he's got to be careful of that. And I really didn't want to give him a number, but I gave it to her because she keep asking and keep asking. So anyway, put your hands together for Jesus. All right, one more thing I want to say, and then I'm going to take my seat. Whenever you see God comes in and do what he has to do, please, people of God, listen to the voice of God. Every last one of us in here know the voice of God. Even if God sends someone to speak on behalf of him, even if because a lot of people say, oh, I'm tired of people prophesying to me, I want to hear God for myself. Are you in the right position to hear from him? Y'all think God is playing? Are you in the right position for him to come off his throne? I'm not even sending the angel down there to you. Because we won't play. We think God is playing. So people of God, whenever God come in, or he give you a word or whatever, please, Lord, I want to thank you. Or, if you're feeling a little funny about it, Lord, is this you? You receive not, because you ask not. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door shall be open. So if y'all want more of God, start knocking. Put your hands together for Jesus. I'm done.
Samson and Delilah. He could make it more plainer than that. You all know the gifts that God has blessed you with. Don't let your friends, don't let the enemy cause you to lose your anointing and to lose your spot in heaven. What he said? He said, you are not ready for greatness until you have had an encounter with the devil, with Lucifer. Remember those words. Anytime you see the enemy coming, remember those words. Our spot in heaven is too costly. Amen? Clap your hands for Jesus as our pastor comes forth. Pastor, the church is yours. Clap your hands for Jesus.
Come on, put your hands together and bless him. Hallelujah. Come on, you do better than that. Bless you. You may have a seat. If you can, I want to thank God for Minister Cranston. Did such a fantastic job. It's nothing like a picture says. 1,000 words. You can preach, but when you can come up and demonstrate this thing so people can really see what goes on, then bring it in modern terms, you cannot miss it. Come on, put your hands together one more time. Bless the Lord. I just want to say to a lot of visitors here today, this lady here, I want you to stand your feet right here. He says he's doing something for you special. I see where you were worried about some children, but he says he's going to fix it for you soon. Some money you need to pay some bills off, he says he's getting it to you in short order. And you're just sitting there saying, that's a different church that I'm in today. You can feel God's presence in here. And I just see where you're called to be a prophetess. You dream a lot, and God says when you start seeing some things that he's going to start showing you, start writing them down. And don't worry, because I just see the sickness you're concerned with. He said that's a thing of the past. He's touched you and healed you that condition. Come on, put your hands together. Come on, you can do better than that. He's so awesome. Come on, you can do better than that. Come on, give him praise. Hallelujah. And this sister right here, I want you to stand on your feet, talk to you in this man. He said he's blessing you. He's the money that you need for this business, he's going to blow your mind how he's going to give it to you. The trip you're going, he's going to give you the money to go on this trip. And this car situation you've been worried about, he's going to fix it for you soon. There's someone in your house giving you a tough problem, but God says a couple of days now, you can see a change in that person. So stay focused and just remember, he says, just like he told you some years ago, he'll do it again. Come on, put your hands together and bless him for me, please. Thank you, Jesus. Come on, you can do better than that. And this is in the middle. I want you to stand with me, talking to you. She hates crooked preachers, man. She had her filled. She's seen some of these crooks, how they just go around and take people's money. And the Lord said to tell you that you're in a good church now. We're straight. Both this brother and I, we're straight as could be. We're not gay. We're not womanizers. Come on. Hallelujah. And so he says you have a tremendous gift of discernment. And that gift that he placed in you, I see missionary. And I see where you have this gift to cook. And I just see where you're going to have this service, and I should say a ministry where you're going to be able to help people who need food and clothes. That's going to be your passion, God said. Give him glory for it now, in Jesus' name. Thank you. Thank you. Come on, you can do better. You also. Thank you. There are a lot of people come to this ministry, and as Minister Cranston said, the Bible said in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. God will confirm what your calling is. He'll let you know where you are. I think the biggest thing that a lot of us go through now, particularly during these last days, is we're searching. And God is right there. You'll be surprised, if you just take time just to get away from all of the various distractions and spend quality time with God, you'll be surprised how you'll hear and see. Just like the God will give he or myself these things to give to you. There's some people just say, oh God, he says, how did you get that? He says, you receive not because you ask. Now, even Paul says, covet the best gifts in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. And if you just stay in your calling and do what God says, you'll be surprised what we'll do for you. Put your hands together one more time and bless him. Just a couple of minutes, I'm going to be here. The biggest thing that God has taught me over the years, Minister Grant's already preached, he's ministered. I'm just doing a little follow-up that God would have me do. Not competing, but just do what he says. But the whole idea, when you come into a ministry, what God is doing now, he wants people to know that he's still on the throne. I mean, big time. And there are so many of you that need to go in business. That's what God says he's doing in Grand Bahama this same year. He's going to empower a lot of black Bahamians with money. And God said he's going to start opening doors that were closed. So don't think it's strange. Now, there are our white brothers and sisters in the Bahamas have been doing exceedingly well. And God's going to start changing things around. He's going to start doing it. As a matter of fact, some of the, as you call Conky Joes, well, bless God, they're going to start helping some of you go into your own business. And God is doing it. You know, the Bible says that, you know, when God does something, he does it for his children. We do know that when we get to heaven, there's no white and black in heaven. It's just children of God. There are no Jews, there are no Gentiles, just children of God. Come on, somebody. Ain't no PLPs, no F&Ms. It's just children of God. I hope y'all getting that. So let's don't get messed up in politics, you know. Or you a PLP, well, you can't come in. No, you got to be up in there. No, buddy. I'm a Christian, baptized and filled with the God's Holy Spirit, believe in Jesus Christ. Come on, put your hands together one more time. Hallelujah. And so you're going to make it. And this is the year that God said he's starting to change things. You know, and don't look for a lot of the foreign investors that keep coming here. God's going to empower you with the money to start doing your own thing. I'm seeing in West End a tremendous development starting to take place. And God's going to start using a catalyst. You might be one of those persons. What's a catalyst? Well, if I had a glass of milk and I take one drop of chocolate, put it, well, the catalyst change the milk color. Come on, somebody. Hallelujah. And so I'm simply saying God is getting ready to change a whole lot. And you start off small and you grow. You know, most times when I come we normally go to Palm Beach and we're on the celebration, a lot of the tourists are asking us, well, listen, where's a good Bahamian restaurant? Not where a good Burger King, not where like McDonald's. No, where's a good Bahamian? Why? Because we want some Bahamian food. We've heard so much about this trunk child, and we heard about this high young fried fish, and even the dadgum tuna fish, man. Y'all cook it different from us. I'll make it different from us. And so they want Bahamian cuisine. And so I'm out telling them, well, go to Size, or go to this, go to that one, Marianne, or what it's called. You go out, you have yourself a ball. And so they're looking for Bahamian food. And so this is the thing that God is starting to do. And so there are going to be some ideas with the power sailing, you're seeing jet skis, all this other stuff, the cottages, bone fishing. There's a whole another way that God's going to cause you to make money here in Grand Bahama. Come on, put your hands together and bless the Lord, please. Well, Pastor, we don't have that much money. Guess what? You receive not, because you ask not. Didn't he just tell you, ask and it shall be what? Listen, and you know, God is the only person who says, let the weak say I'm strong, let the poor say I'm rich. The only person who says that is God. And so all you got to do now, I have nothing. But then the Bible says in the Old Testament, he puts in our hands the power to get wealth. That's what he says. I'll make you the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. Anything you touch, he says, shall prosper. Why? Because you got me now. You got me, God. Come on, put your hands together and bless the Lord, please. Hallelujah. And so when you start these small businesses and they start growing, you should go to read chapter 26 of Genesis, where Isaac was told to stay in a place called Gerar during famine. And the Bible said he sold that year and he reaped 100-fold during famine. And at the same time, he became rich. Then the Bible said he became very wealthy. So therefore, and then envy came up, because sometimes when you start prospering, a lot of people start hating you because you're doing so well. But nonetheless, Isaac knew who God was. And he obeyed God because God gave him instructions what to do. And as our minister said, you know, when you obey God's instruction, just do what he says. Don't get, then chapter 3, I think it is, of Proverbs 5 and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways. And guess what? He'll direct your path. Come on, put your hands together and bless him for me, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And so when you would have done that, then you're going to see God work like never before. And so I want to say, just before I take my seat, you know, these are indeed the last of the last days that God has shown me. And those of you in here, all you have to be is a Christian, and God starts speaking to you like never before. This brother here, I want you to stand your feet, sir. Talking to you. Yes, sir, talking to you. What are you doing now, sir? Okay, I just see where he says you're going to be one of the most richest guys around soon. He's going to give you ideas, going to blow your mind. And all God's going to do is he's going to give you a start. Okay, there are a lot of things you want to do from a kid. And so he just told me to tell you, listen, you're destined to help a lot of young people, you know. And so he says, start. This is the month that's coming up, September 2017. He's going to give you ideas and say, stay the course. Just do what he says, and you're going to be wealthy. You're going to be able to help a whole lot of people around you. Come on, put your hands together and bless him for me, please. You know, some of you wonder, well, Pastor, how can this thing be? You know, I remember going to Bimini, thank you, Jesus, some years ago. And there are a lot of wealthy foreigners who come to Bimini sometimes, and they stay in these various places. And even throughout the Bahamas. And sometimes they have some of the rottenest kids that you can think of. The kids are just waiting on them to die so they can get all this wealth from them. But yet, we who are Bahamians who knew who God was, we tell them well, let's say his name is Mr. Kimlo. Can I speak? Well, Kimlo. Remember that one? That's a strange name. So Mr. Kimlo, listen, and he's saying about Johnny's this and Johnny wants me to die. And let's say the guy has $25 million. Well, you know he's rich, but you always saying how you do it, and you're praying for him, and you're saying, well, don't give up. Why are you so sad, Mr. Kimlo? And he's just saying, those kids, they just waiting for me to die. Well, whatever case. And all of a sudden now, he dies. And he leaves all his wealth to you. Because you're the only one who kept changing and said, no, you could do this. And why you look so sad? He never gave his kid, you're special, he says. He gave all his wealth to you. You're going to be surprised how many of these people come to the Bahamas who are looking for love, and they're going to find it right here. And some of you. See, like he's wondering how he's going to get this money. Doesn't even know how. See, God has so many ways to do that. And yet, when you get it, now don't turn to be a Mr. Scrooge now, or Mrs. Scrooge. They couldn't go to sleep unless they sleep in the vault on top of their money, because there's still someone that's going to take it from them. But be like how God would be, cause you to help somebody else, like I just told the young man there. Put your hands together. And the dangerous part when God starts to bless you, then you become arrogant, as our preacher said today. High-minded, and you forget from where you came from. See, he's looking to empower you so you can help somebody else. I remember a guy told me the story of a farmer who grew lettuce, and he had consistently had to keep planting every 2 weeks. He had to keep sowing new seeds. And he explained to me why it was so important. Because he said the seed had to grow, took about a week or so to germinate, and then he had to understand it's going to take about, 45 days for this plant to mature. And so he has to keep planting so much, and every time 2 weeks, McDonald's needs some lettuce, or Wyndham needs some lettuce, so every time he goes, he still has more. So that's what God wants to do. We have to keep making sure we got someone else take our place. Y'all missed that already. Amen. See, every time you look, like something happened to me, well, Minister Cranston's here. Well, he's supposed to be teaching someone else. The same way God's taught me, I'm teaching. So it's like it's always someone, like Jesus said, look now, I go to the Father. But greater things that you should do than these things. I'm going now. And then, you feed my sheep, feed my lamb, Peter. So that's what our thing is. We have to keep teaching. Sometimes sound like a broken record because there are new people here today. But I have to keep doing what God says. Come on, put your hands together and bless the please. Sister Green, stand your feet. I just saw Mom and your sister the other day. I didn't see you. So good to see you. He's giving you another car. He's giving you your own house. He's fixing some things for you. And I just see where you lift your hands to heaven. Money, 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 God says, is coming your way. You'll never be unhappy again. I see the burden that you carry. He said he's lifting from your shoulders today. And he said to tell you, even the job situation, say your kids are blessed, you are blessed. And he said, don't look behind, but look ahead, because he says your greater days are before you. Come on, put your hands together and bless them for me. Come on, bless them for me. Oh, come on, I feel God in this one today. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Sister Steph, I want you to stay here. I just thought of you today. I hadn't seen you in such a long time. He says he's already fixed it. He's fixed it. And so right now we'll be seeing you left, right, and center in this ministry. Because God said he has his hands on you from this day forward. And he said to tell you the house is yours. Your business is yours. What you want to do at the age of 12, God says he's going to show you just how it's going to take place this same year, 2017. And all those who tried to hurt you, God said, pray for them. Because he said, you're highly favored and blessed. Come on, put your hands together and bless them. Come on, somebody, bless them. How in the world did I get into this? Only Jesus knows. See, that's in the prophetic ministry. People don't understand. You think we have a script or something. Because I look down. I'm not looking down at it. I'm just thinking because God is telling me, they want more. But guess what? Come next week and get more. I'll get ready to sit down. Put your hands together and bless them for me. Just one other observation. Anybody that don't know Jesus Christ as the Lord and personal Savior, I want to make an altar call. God has a way of reminding us. Anyone that knows Jesus.